going down, guys? We got an update on the Ashley Janae situation here. And this one is her best friend believes Joe is innocent. Let's check this out.
We now know Ashley was the one who paid for the trip and organized everything. Ashley was the one who paid for the trip and organized everything. Ashley was the one who paid for the trip and organized everything. Ashley was the one who paid for the trip and organized everything. On top of that,
poor. That card in an argument on X. And by the way, there are a couple of photos of the woman I believe is the ex-wife on Joe's social media and multiple posts tagging her. Again, there have been claims that he's divorced, and I'm not sure how true that is, but the wife or ex-wife has allegedly been giving her POV. Side note, I have also seen several reports that he had been married twice, but I could not confirm this. First of all, allegedly according to this woman, Joe is broke, and this could actually explain some things that don't make sense.
Poor.
This is Ashley Janae's best friend. Her best friend. Look at this. I want y'all to see what she has to say on this situation.
I just know that you guys know less than I do, and I've known her for years. I know of Joe. I knew personally. I knew Ashley.
Okay, I did a video on another friend. I guess she was a close friend, not her best friend. And apparently this one here is her best friend. But I don't know who to believe, guys, because she just said that she knew of Joe. In other words, you know, she never really met him. And if this is your quote unquote best friend, you would think that you would have met him personally. But that's here nor there.
And all I'm saying is that a lot of questions are up in the air. Don't blame anybody, because for all we know, it was hotel staff.
Like, seriously.
Poor.
When are y'all gonna give your big bro AC his props? Huh? Like, seriously. When these content creators, these black male content creators that was doing stories on this situation, right? They had a lot of information that they was giving out that was accurate. That was very accurate. They had a message that, that I rock with. They had a message that I rock with. But one thing they just didn't get past, that I just couldn't get past when I hear some of them do stories about it. They kept mentioning that she was getting paid, like she was getting money from him. He was paying for everything. They kept mentioning how he was a millionaire, and me knowing how that dynamic go between Brad and Keisha, I was like, nah, man, I don't believe it. I don't believe that he was paying for anything. You can't convince me. You're going to have to show me. I'm going to have to see some receipts. I don't believe he was paying for anything. Then it turns out that she paid for the trip. She paid for the trip there.
That says a lot.
Why is she paying for anything?
Can you say Caucasian Pookie?
Why is she paying for a trip if he's a millionaire?
Oh, yeah.
Now, the ex-wife, right, said that he was aggressive and that he was broke. Here's my thing, right? It doesn't matter if he was rich or broke. Keisha will be with them regardless and pay for things even if they have money. That's my point.
Yeah, I mean, that goes for anybody. I mean, if you want to be with somebody and you really want to be with them, it don't matter what they do, what they don't do. Okay? You're going to be with them, right? They're going to move the goalposts regardless. If they like white men, then they're going to cater to white men. In other words, they're going to say, well, I don't date black men because they don't make this money or they don't do that. But if she likes the white man, then he doesn't have to do those same things that she claims she won't go for. That's anything when it comes to women move the goalposts. Women always talk about what they want in a man. He's not 6 feet. He's not handsome. He doesn't have a six pack. He doesn't have 100K. He doesn't make that a year, right? They'll say those things until they don't, right? Until a Pookie rolls up beside him who's attractive, but who doesn't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. But guess what? 2 days later, Pookie is driving her car, dropping her off at work, you know what I'm saying? And going to Pound Town, you know what I'm saying, when the sun goes down. So like, it just doesn't matter. She just happens to like Brad's and just wants to be with a white man. And so this is kind of where we were at, right? It is what it is.
Tell me how you felt about what just happened there.
That's my point. Brad knows he's the prize.
Okay.
He know he's the prize to these Keishas. So even if he has the money or not, he's not going to pay for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can plug and play anybody you want in this scenario. Okay? If you know there's a certain set of women who are into you, right? You have your pick, you can cherry pick, right? You know you have options. Therefore, they know that, and they're going to cater to you. And I think that's what this was in hindsight, guys. She wanted a white Brad. She didn't really care, you know, what he was really about. She just wanted one. It's like a girl at a dealership. You know, I want this car. I want this white car. Well, the car has a lot of miles on it. I still want this car. This car has been a lot of places. I still want this car. You sure? Yeah, I want this car. I don't care what nobody says. I want it. They want what they want. And she got the car. And apparently there were some discrepancies.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. She paid for the trip. If she's living this soft girl era with, you know, this soft life, she shouldn't have to dip in her purse for anything.
Facts.
That's not what happens.
The facade has been painted. Okay. And like I said this in an earlier video, that she didn't want to look bad. Okay. She didn't want to look like, you know, she was wrong and didn't want to have people telling her, I told you so. Okay. So she just kept up, you know, a facade, right? Made everybody think that this guy was spoiling her, when in reality, she was just spending the money on herself, and he was a decoy. He was just, you know, added for, you know, just added for value purposes, right? To keep up that quote unquote soft lifestyle, and the other ones, the other women who are divestors, to keep their hope alive, right?
How many times we seen this story? We saw this story with what is it? Queen of Kings. We seen that story with them. We saw that with the McClures. We see that even in Hollywood. Halle Berry, Aisha Tyler.
Yeah.
Rachel Lindsay. Man, the list goes on. They pay for these brads. It's not the other way around.
Yeah.
So he's living off of the money that she makes, and on top of that, after the unfortunate situation that happened with her and being over there, how come he's not paying for her to be shipped back home? How come the parents have to put together a GoFundMe in order for her to be shipped back? How come that happened? And for all these Keisha content creators that kept saying that she was doing her thing, that she had money, that she was getting paid, that she was, they try to say that she was well off. Where? Well off where? What are you talking about? There's no money.
Rock-a-blah, baby.
Now, the update on this is that her body has been brought back to the States. Okay, her body is back, and I guess the family is going to proceed with another autopsy report so that they can figure out, if anything else kind of differs from what they did in Africa. Now, this makes me truly believe that this guy is probably going to get off. Okay. Because if he wasn't going to get off, the body would have stayed there, in my opinion. But since they released the body, I think that they are sticking to their story. What they said was it looked like a suicide, so they can save face. And because now the longer and the more time that passes by, they can't renege. They can't change that. If they do, they're going to look bad. So I think they're just going to try to stick to that. And nobody knows where this guy is. Nobody has seen him. I have scoured the internet. I've watched, hours of AI and combed through all kind of shit and still have come up with nothing. Apparently, the only thing I can come up with, guys, is this guy is still in Africa right now. And that's all we know. We don't know if he's in custody. I don't think he's in custody. I don't know if his passport has been given back to him. We don't know this. And I find that very strange, right? Especially if somebody is a suspect in a murder case. Why nobody knows where he is? Why nobody has any info on this guy other than the fact that he's there? For all I know, he may not even still be there. We don't really know.
There's no money. The money that she was making, it was going right out the door, being spent on him. There's no money. They always try to make it look like, they're doing so well when they're not dealing with us, when we know that's not the truth. That's not what the stats show. That's not what the data shows. We know what's going on, and we know about the Brad worship.
Yeah, I mean, if we're keeping it real, guys, most cases, it's probably what he's talking about, okay? It's probably just their preference. That's what they want to date, and that's what they're gonna, they're gonna spend money. They're gonna be the ones that are gonna be catering to them, okay? Even if this guy had money, if he didn't have to spend his own money, he's not going to spend it. And these guys know this, okay? When you grow up and you have options, and you're dating when you're young and you're dating, and that you have a pick, you're going to act a certain way. You're going to carry yourself a certain way. There's certain things you're not going to go for as opposed to somebody else who never had an opportunity. That's just human nature for the most part, guys. You know what I mean? Once you become aware of that, you're going to try to use some of those tools to your advantage. And I think that's what happened here. He knew that, and she was footing the bill, right? And at the same time, he was returning none of the love, none of I'd even say respect, because she had him plastered all over her social media. He had her nowhere. If you go to his social media, even before all this happened, you wouldn't find one trace of her ass. Not one. So all you got to do is just look, follow the breadcrumbs, pay attention, you know what I mean? And you'll usually find out what's going on.
Her whole theme was to try to antagonize us by telling us that she was living a life, a luxury, a life of leisure by dealing with this guy. They were going on trips, taking flights, and they were trying to make it seem like he was paying and he was taking care. What she was trying to, what she was trying to pull? She was trying to pull a Rose. That's the chick name from Queens of Kings, whatever. She was trying to pull a Rose. That's how she gained her audience. She gained her audience by pretending that Timu Big Show Brad
Timu Big
was
Show
paying for everything.
Crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Timu Big Show. Wow. Um, yeah, man. I mean, look, I'm not going to sit here and say that there aren't couples out there where the Caucasian male is taking care and good care of his, black wife or girlfriend. I'm sure there are instances out there like that, but all we see is the opposite. And we see none of these white men who are speaking up, whoever spoke up for Janae when this happened to her. You can't find one Caucasian, okay? I haven't been able to find one that has stood up or made a video about this yet, okay? Maybe there's some out there, buried underneath millions and millions of other videos, but you would think those would rise to the top, and I have not seen them, okay? So I don't know, guys. Take it for what you will. There's still people who come into my comments, bitching and moaning about, you're disrespecting her, you're this and that. No, I'm not disrespecting anybody, guys. If I wasn't talking about it, somebody else would be. And I'm just talking about facts right now, or what I think happened in this case or in this matter. Okay. And what we all do know is that when she was alive, she said some pretty unsavory things about black men. I understood how she felt. We dug into her past and we found out how she was raised. And that had a lot to do with how she looks at a lot of black men of today. And that's the truth. Bottom line. I mean, you can call it whatever you want to call it. I don't give a damn. I don't feed trolls. So if you want to get in there in the comments and talk shit, do your thing. I mean, I'm just going to tell you thank you for leaving a comment, or I don't feed trolls. I mean, for the most part. So I give two shits, and this is my opinion. This is my channel. If you have something to say, go ahead and make your channel. Go ahead and create a social media platform for you to jump on and talk how you want to talk. But it is what it is.
Yeah. That's how she tried to get that through customs. Well, not get through. She actually got that through customs. That's how she got all those subscribers. That's how she got all those followers. She got it through customs. So she was trying to pull the same thing with this guy. Probably, probably approached him and said, "This is what we're going to do. We're going to pretend you're paying for everything, and I'm going to gain this large following, and we're going to just get paid off of that."
Who knows?
Now, that's one thing I always said, that Brad doesn't pay for anything. Now that we know she paid for the trip, it's safe to say that she was paying for him.
Yeah, man. I mean, the sad thing is he probably ended up doing it, or he was in cahoots with somebody there and they partook in, doing it. So whether he did it alone or whether he had some help doing this, I think he was responsible for doing this, for ending her life. And it just goes to show you that nobody really gives a damn. I mean, nobody's really hurt besides her family. You know what I mean? He's definitely not saying anything, right? He's not saying a thing. He's acting as if his life is going on like he was never in a relationship. I think a couple days after the incident, guys, he was talking about crypto online. Okay, period. He made one phone call to the mom, told her what happened, and then left it alone and left it at that. Now you can't find him. Period. That's it. And that's all. And like I said, all the black divester females out here are outside with their pitchforks coming after us, right, for reporting this and making content on this, when we're just trying to get to the bottom of it, just like you are. But they hate black men so much, they have to blame us. They have to point the finger at us. They have to rewrite the narrative for whatever reason. You're the reason why she went that direction. You're the reason why black men are the reason why they wanted to go outside their race, and now she's gone. And I blame black men. I've seen this dozens of times online, right? The audacity of some of these women, guys, they're airheads, most of them. If that's what they truly believe, then they're airheads, okay?
Now, what about what I always say about them protecting Brad's image? Her best friend made a 6-minute video. I didn't play the 6-minute video. We don't need to hear that. We don't need to hear her rambling. But at the end of that video, she basically was trying to say Joe McCann is innocent and take the heat off of him and look at the staff at the hotel.
Hell no. Hell fuck no.
Remember, she's not there. She don't know what happened. There's nothing suggesting that hotel staff had anything to do with anything. Everything is pointing at him, his history, the text messages, him not calling the family after what happened and waiting hours, and him not wanting to communicate with the family, and after that getting back on social media. Something like that happens.
Yeah, he did call. From what I heard, he did call the mother, though. That is wrong. I think he called the mother, and the mother even stated it, that she got a call from him, and then after that was it.
And you get back on social media. Yeah, what? Like you just got into a car accident, or you just lost your wallet, and you went on social media and said, I lost my wallet, y'all. That's how cavalier and nonchalant he was about being back on social media, like it was just a regular day. Yeah. So all this information, and the fingers is pointing to him. He hasn't been charged with anything. He's been detained and questioned, but he hasn't been charged with anything.
I mean, it just goes to show you, when shit gets real, they're not going to give a damn. He's not giving a damn. I mean, you see it. You see it. She's helping this guy pick up his kids from school and run errands and all this. That's all the stuff she was talking about. And she was telling Joe Budden, right? And Joe Budden was like, wow, you really into this guy, huh? Head over heels, willing to do anything, willing to be a stepmom, all of that, right? Pay for trips, doing all this for this guy who wasn't shit, and who everybody knew wasn't shit. Even his own ex-wife knew he wasn't shit. But she dropped everything for this guy and then lost her life behind it. And then when she did, he's not even remorseful. He's not even acknowledging her, guys. You can't make this shit up. But then they want to come and jump down our throats for reporting it. And they want to jump down our throats for feeling some type of way about the stuff she was talking about when it comes to black men. Like, we don't have a right to be upset about that. Like, that's an issue, right? You guys should, be more upset. You guys should be, defending her and all of these things. For what? I fuck with who fucks with me. That's how I roll. Always have, always will. If you're white, Mexican, Spanish, Asian, and if you treat me with respect and you show me kindness, guess what? I'm holding up a mirror. I'm going to give you that exact same thing in return. That's just how I roll, guys. I'm not going to give you special treatment just because you're black. If you're black and you treat me like shit, why the fuck would I do that? You know what? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what happened to me today. Just to give you a little hindsight. I did this twice, okay? I opened the door for 2 separate black women today. Just trying to be nice. Guess what? Not a thank you from neither one of them. Not one. They just walked past me like it was nothing. Where's the respect, guys? You know what I mean? And that's if you took 10 black women and you open a door for all 10 of them, how many of them do you think would actually say thank you? I'd say maybe half. Maybe half. Catch me on a bad day, maybe 3 out of that 10. But I'm just telling you, because the first time I said, oh, damn, okay. And I said, you know what? There was another one, and I said, okay, cool. Let's maybe that was a one-off. Let's try it again. Did it, same shit. Can't make this shit up.
This is unacceptable.
This is the stuff that, there's no home training. In the previous video, I said a lot of black women don't have home training. They don't know how to act. And when they get upset, they definitely don't know how to act. They can't control themselves, right? They always cross the line. They always go overboard. It's true. Not my daughter, though. Promise you that.
Yeah. Really now?
All this is pointing at him instead of, grieving for your best friend and wait until you see what happens. The first thing you do is get online and try to absolve him and try to get him off and try to basically steer the heat from him to unknown persons. Why would you do that? I tell you why she would do that. Because she wants to get with Joe next. She wants to get with Joe next. She wants to get in line and pay for Joe. She probably was envious of her friend because she, Joe, her friends with a Brad, and she wants to be with a Brad. So now she's like, all right, her friend's out the way. She could be with Joe. There's no other way to explain why would you do something like that. She don't know Joe like that. She don't know him like that. She said that in the video.
Yeah, facts.
She only know a little bit about him, but yet you're online talking about, don't do this, don't look at the hotel's staff, and you sound insane.
And I don't even know who to trust when it comes to the friends, because I did a video on one of the friends who claimed that was, one of her best friends, and then this girl here claims to be her best friend, but doesn't even know this guy, Joe, who apparently she was dating for a year. So if this is your best friend and they've been dating for at least a year and you haven't even met this guy yet, I mean, what? Joe Budden has seen this guy before it met this guy, before her quote unquote best friend has. So what does that say? These clout chasers, man, I think a lot of these people, it's funny when people pass. It's amazing sometimes that what people will crawl from out of the sewers, right? And want to talk about it now. It's amazing to me. The other chick that I did the video on, she was posting, food videos and posting workout videos like, nothing really happened, right? I know everybody grieves differently, but to do that, that didn't strike me as somebody who really gave two shits about Ashley Janae. And I got the same vibe off of this other chick too, right? And that's supposed to be your best friend. So I don't know who to believe. I don't.
What are you trying to do here? It's the Brad worship. The image, man. I tell you, they protect their image. Why you think they still mad at us even though we did nothing?
It's diabolical.
We did nothing. They still not giving that Brad no smoke.
Nah.
They still not giving Brad no smoke.
And he's going to walk away clean from this, I think. I'm telling you guys, they're not going to have enough evidence to convict this guy. That's what they're going to claim. Okay? Unless they have, irreversible evidence, indisputable evidence, they're not going to be able to press charges. That's what they're going to say. And he's going to walk away scot-free. I'm telling you, he's going to get away clean with this. I'm going to end it here, guys. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think this guy is going to get away with this? If so, tell me why or how in the comments below. I'm going to try to keep a pulse on this, and anything else that pops up, like I told you guys before, I'll try to stay on top of it. Nothing else has really come up. I've been scouring the net, guys, trying to find shit, and this is all we have up to this point. But as soon as anything else comes up, I will definitely let you guys know, because I'm quite honestly fed up with even doing content on this whole subject here. I'd rather just move on to other things. But like I said before, if something comes up, and it's got to be something big, I will do a video. If not, then I'll just keep it moving, because right now all you can see, all you can find is a bunch of AI slop out here and everybody else regurgitating everything for the most part. And I'll leave it there. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. If you like the content, don't hesitate. Subscribe if you like it. And I will see you guys in the next video.